options. Tune in to Aging Options with life planning coach Rajiv Nagaich.
We hope to spend wisely, invest conservatively, but a single healthcare episode can decimate our savings and leave us on the doorstep of a nursing home. Join me and I'll show you how to protect your hard-earned savings, age in your own home, and avoid becoming a burden on loved ones.
Aging Options, Saturday mornings at 10.
Inspire is a sleep apnea solution that doesn't involve a mask or hose. The freedom to sleep like everyone else is just a click away at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com.
You are in control of the show. Choose your news on the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show.
All right, here we go. It's the time where the stories are fascinating. The points only matter to us. It is this game we call Choose Your News. We're going to give you a headline, a little bit about the story. You text your vote, Candy, Mike, or Todd. Something you like about the story in a creative way. Sure, we accept puns. To 98973, the online training academy text line. Then be listening 406. We're going to see if your pick made it out on top because everybody should be listening to you. That is 100% correct. Mike, what's your story for today?
Since the 1980s, a certain amount of data has been kept on our children and children around the world. And since the 1980s, one thing is clear that is very different about kids now, that's measurable, than kids from the 1980s.
Ooh.
And it's not about them being fat.
I wasn't going to say that. All right, so text Mike to 98973 if you would like to hear what that difference is to the Online Trading Academy text line 98973. Todd, your story for Choose Your News?
Well, I was just going to say, I don't know if this has to do with mullets or Bon Jovi, but now I'm very curious about Mike's story. The Washington, D.C. shutdown, it just scuttled lives. It just harmed everybody, and everybody is still making up for that. But thank goodness one person was able to keep going. Would you like to go inside the life of the guy who goes around Washington, D.C., patrolling to make sure that the plague, the danger of plastic straws does not overtake the center of the universe? If you want a day with Washington, D.C.'s plastic straw patrolman, then text Todd's story to 98973, and I'll help you save the world from plastic straws.
All right, so that's Todd's story to 98973 if you'd like to hear this. Mine, what happens when you take one of those fun DNA tests and then you find out your dad is not your dad after all? Makers of these at-home DNA tests have now hired special customer service departments to cope with the surprising and life-changing results a lot of people are coming to find out. If you'd like to hear that, text Candy to 98973. This is what we call Choose Your News. Obviously, everyone's going to agree with you, so we can't wait to see what story we're going to be doing at 406.
That always puts a lot of pressure on us, because how are you supposed to tease that? Because, in the radio, we're supposed to forward sell. We're supposed to tease. What am I supposed to say? You're going to find out? You come back, there's 3 stories. They're at war with one another. Which listener group is right? Is Mike upset that I tweeted out to my audience? Or my Twitter group? Is that unfair? Are we supposed to get into that drama? Is that the intercedent battle? Is that what we tease? Harps? What am I supposed to do with that?
I'm pretty sure you made yours up. There's not a straw patrolman.
Oh, but there is. So there's other things we'll talk about. A Walla Walla Republican thinks it should be legal to grow the stinkweed in your own home. And why wouldn't we, be allowed to grow the stinkweed in our own home? Speaking of the stinkweed, California, they're going to cut taxes on the stinkweed. That's marijuana, for everybody paying attention at home. Tracy Taylor, we're building up to the big snowstorm. A lot of us gathering in our parkas, put an order out for some chains.
Please, let's not cause chaos where there doesn't need to be.
I just like a little chaos.
I know. Sure you do.
I know, but just traffic
Monday.
report brought to you by Chevrolet of Everett.
It's too far out to even think about it. All right, let's get through the tunnel first,
Okay.
guys, please.
Okay.
One thing at a time. Southbound 5, just south of Mercer, there's a stall that's partially taking up the left lane. Boy, it's lined up on northbound 5, not only around the West Seattle Bridge into the downtown corridor. Surface streets are also filling in. Mercer from 5th Avenue North all the way up to I-5. Denny as we leave Pacific Science Center heading out to Stewart Street. Pretty much the huge for drivers coming off the West Seattle Bridge eastbound from 99 all the way up to I-5. Now 1st Ave and 4th Ave are starting to fill in. as well as some of the other surface streets. In our earlier crash in Bothell at 228 between 35th and 31st has cleared from the roadway. Traffic brought to you by Chevrolet of Everett. The best new Chevrolets have oil changes and warranty for life, and you'll find yours with no stress pricing at Chevrolet of Everett. Find new roads at ChevroletofEverett.com. KIRO Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Tracy Taylor.
This is Dave Ross. Thursday morning, the legislature takes up the laws that govern motorcyclists. Helmets, lane splitting. We'll report on that. Also, Rachel Bell on how to deal with your Super Bowl hangover, and an expert on Latin America explains what's happening in Venezuela. All Thursday on Seattle's Morning News.
On KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM.
News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
At just 60 years old, Jamie thought, I'm too young for a total knee replacement. So what do? Just live with the pain? Nope. She chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Stem Cell Clinic.
I had bone on my knee, and it was absolutely miserable. I couldn't walk the dog. A Costco trip did me in.
This had just developed with age?
Yes, just with lovely age.
Oh, tell me about it. How long did it take before you noticed a change?
Within a week, I was walking and going downstairs normally. I hadn't walked downstairs normally in at least 6 months. I'm walking the dogs now at the park. 3 months later, I'm doing everything, and I have no pain. I wish I had done it sooner because I really feel like I'm back to my normal self.
And that is a really good feeling. So whether it's a shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee that's giving you problems, before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Hear from all the patients I've talked to and get the facts at SeattleStemCellClinic.com. SeattleStemCellClinic.com.
Parkinson's is a neurological disorder that has no cure.
And you go into a room and you say, who knows someone with Parkinson's? And everyone raises their hand.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The American Parkinson's Disease Association is there to give hope to people living with the disease and fund research toward its cure. That's why Bonneville, Seattle is proud to partner with the Seattle Seahawks and Carter Subaru in honoring the American Parkinson's Disease Association as our charity of the month. Find out more at mynorthwest.com.
Hey, it's Todd Herman here with some big news from my friends at Renters Warehouse. They've acquired one of America's leading online real estate investment marketplaces and now become the nation's leading real estate investment services company. What does this mean for you? It means Renters Warehouse is now your one-stop shop to research, buy, lease, manage, and sell single-family rental properties. Seriously, it's like you have stocks and bonds, except they're rental homes. Whether you're looking at 20 properties or just one, Renters Warehouse gives you the tools you need. Find great properties and great tenants. Collect the rent, manage the maintenance, view stock-like analytics, and track your portfolio. With Renters Warehouse, you can do it all from the comfort of your own home. Heck, you can even do it from your phone. And your properties don't have to be local. They can be anywhere in the country. When it comes to unlocking the investment power of rental homes, Renters Warehouse is leveling the playing field. You don't have to be some real estate hotshot. They have the network, knowledge, and technology to make you a rent estate mogul virtually overnight. And it all starts by visiting renterswarehouse.com today.
If you're thinking about a Valentine's Day proposal, come to Shane Company. I'm Roden Shane, fourth-generation jeweler.
And I'm Tanner.
For years, Tanner's been helping our customers find the perfect engagement ring.
At Shane Company, we do everything we can to make it easy. Guys, whether you have an idea of what she's looking for or you have no idea, we're here to help. If you know what kind of ring she wants and you come in with some inspiration, like a picture, great. Or if you know the diamond shape she wants, we'll start by looking at stones. With the largest selection of rings, diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, it'll be easy to find a ring she'll love. If you're unsure of what to get, we can chat about her style and personality. What's she like? What's her job? Then we can show you rings that would be perfect for her. When you propose, you can be sure that moment will be everything she's always dreamed of.
Come to Shane Company, Seattle's friendliest jeweler. We make finding the perfect engagement ring fun and easy.
Now you have a friend in the diamond business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Let's go to the Seattle RV Show, February 7 through 10 at Century. Of new RV models under one roof. Take advantage of low show prices from over 20 local dealers. Free seminars from RV experts. Tons of exhibits and demonstrations. Whenever, wherever, together. Experience all things RVing at the biggest RV event of the year. The Seattle RV Show, February 7 through 10 at CenturyLink. Presented by BECU. Free parking when you buy tickets at SeattleRVShow.com.
Pella Windows and Doors will help you find the right choice for your home. And now, get 50% off qualifying installations or or 0% interest for 36 months on energy-efficient Pella products through February 14th. Certain restrictions apply. Schedule your free Pella in-home consultation by calling 877-98-PELLA, PellaSeattle.com, or stop by your local Bothell showroom. This is Dave Ross, and Pella Windows and Doors is the only BBB-accredited window and door company I recommend. PellaSeattle.com or 877-989-PELLA.
Start the new year off with a bang this January at Tulalip. Win your share of $100,000 in Chachinko cash and prizes. Starting at 4 p.m. each Monday, 2 winners will be drawn every half hour to play for up to $10,000. Are you dreaming of a tropical getaway? Earn at least 250 points every Wednesday and visit the kiosk to win cash, free play, and more. Find all the details at TulalipCasino.com.
Right now at Pizza Hut, get 50% off all menu-priced pizzas when you order online. One out pizzas, the Hut.
There's no drain we can't tame. We'll flush all your plumbing issues down the drain. I'm Bobby Wagner, honorary GM of Beacon Plumbing. Stop freaking, call Beacon. 1-800-FREAKIN.
KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM. Online at mynorthwest.com and streaming on the KIRO Radio app. KIRO FM, Tacoma, Seattle. News and talk. Powered by the Pacific Northwest.
Another day in the icebox for Middle America.
Oh, buddy, I got on layers. Trust me.
Congressional negotiators butt heads on border security.
As long as we remain polarized, we will never resolve our differences.
The Fed signals patience on interest rates.
The U.S. economy is in a good place.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition, presented by Capital One.
I'm Jim Shanavy. The polar vortex continued to make life miserable for millions of Americans with severe cold and dangerous wind chills. And Chicago was right in the middle of it all. CBS's Don Daler.
Stores were closed, trains empty. The city shuttered to a frozen halt. Delays piled up at O'Hare, partly because fuel lines are freezing over. 360,000 public school kids stayed home. Tens of thousands were without electricity by daylight, so linemen labored in sub-zero temps to turn the power on.
I guess if we got a little Antarctica or North Pole here, we got it. I always wanted to visit, but I don't think I do.
With wind chills at nearly 50 below, volunteers reached out to Chicago's 16,000 people who have no place of their own, urging them to move indoors.
Well, for me, it's scary. Dangerous.
And the really bad news tonight will be even colder for some. Negotiators on Capitol Hill got to work today on a spending bill that would prevent another partial government shutdown in just over 2 weeks. CBS's Bill Rakoff.
House Senate conferees trying to negotiate a border deal have opened their first formal meeting, but a compromise still seems uncertain. Representative Nita Lowey of New York is the House co-chair.
Every dollar spent on ineffective proposal means one less dollar invested in measures that actually keep us safe.
She is, of course, referring to the president's border wall proposal. The co-chair from the Senate is Republican Richard Shelby.
But smart technology alone does not actually stop anyone from crossing into the U.S. illegally.
Bill Rakoff, CBS News, Washington.
The Federal Reserve helped fuel a rally on Wall Street today, wrapping up 2 days of open market committee meetings with a stand down on interest rates and comments that suggest the future hikes will be fewer and farther between.
In light of global economic and financial developments and muted inflation pressures, the committee will be patient as it determines what future adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate may be appropriate.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
We continue to expect that the American economy will grow at a solid pace in 2019, although likely slower than the very strong pace of 2018.
On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 435 points, or 1.75% to 25,014. Now this.
Brought to you by the new Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment, 2% at grocery stores, and 1% on all other purchases. What's in your wallet?
Doctors are blaming myths about vaccines for the measles outbreak in our state. First, though, KIRO Radio real-time traffic with Tracy Taylor.
So I'm watching the lineup right now on Mercer, starting from Taylor Ave all the way out to the I-5 merge. So the Mercer mess is about to get a little messier, and we're also looking at the lineup on Denny, starting from just after Pacific Science Center, and it works its way out to Stewart Street. And, of course, the normal lineups for those of you out on Boren, you're going to find that getting out to Denny. You're also going to find the drive on 2nd Ave to really fill in. Not only only as we get past Union, but continuing into parts of Pioneer Square. I'm looking at a lineup all the way out towards Jackson. Now, speaking of lineup, getting past T-Mobile Park could be a bit of a challenge southbound on First Avenue South, where things are definitely a lot heavier heading out towards the West Seattle Bridge. I'm zooming out on our real-time traffic maps and looking at the lineup on the West Seattle Bridge, heading eastbound between 99 and the I-5 interchange. Let's talk about some lineups here, guys, because they're definitely filling in on northbound 405 into Kirkland, northbound I-5 outside of Shoreline, southbound 405 leaving Bellevue. I promised you a look at the bridges where westbound 90 is starting to slow down coming off the Mercer Island lid. And I'm just hearing now from Sound Transit that Southline Sounder train 1509 is delayed about 10 minutes departing Auburn Station because of track maintenance. Traffic brought to you by Papa John's. Sizzling steak and hand-tossed dough, fresh sliced onions and crunchy green peppers with a delicious 4-cheese blend and their creamy Philly sauce. Pick up a new Philly or any large specialty Papa John's pizza for just $12. KIRO Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Tracy Taylor.
Now, from the KIRO Radio Newsroom and streaming on the KIRO Radio app.
These outbreaks are due to the anti-vaccine movement.
Frustration among doctors is growing as the number of people sick with measles in our state reaches 39. Infectious disease specialist Anthony Fauci says the vaccine is effective and safe. Most of those who are sick are unvaccinated kids in Southwest Washington. As Amy Frazier reports, that has a nearby Portland mom panicked.
This is 4-month-old Neela. She's really social. She loves her big brother. Mom Sarah Horstman often takes Neela to watch 5-year-old Sebastian at swim class. But with the measles outbreak, she worries about taking the baby out in public. My husband and I and our 5-year-old have been vaccinated. Neela is too young for the measles vaccine. My husband's going to be taking my son to swimming lessons, and so I don't have to take the baby around large groups of kids when I don't have to.
Doctors say when you vaccinate yourself, you help prevent outbreaks, which protects babies and other vulnerable people. Rescuers today reached the body and the wreckage of a small plane on the north side of Mount Hood. Positive ID has not been released, but Battleground Washington man George Regis was reported missing on Friday. Kitsap County residents are still picking up after this.
Say we had a tornado touching down.
Now they can apply for low-interest federal loans. The Small Business Administration has opened an outreach center at the Port Orchard Church of Christ. Last month's EF2 twister damaged hundreds of buildings. Washington Governor Jay Inslee says if Howard Schultz runs for president, the former Starbucks CEO should run as a Democrat or not at all.
No one in America should give Donald Trump a helping hand to become reelected as president of the United States.
Schultz has said he might run as an independent. Inslee says that would split the Democratic vote. The Seattle Reign is kicking its game south.
And she scores! Rapinoe finds the corner!
Starting with the 2019 National Women's Soccer League season, the Reign FC will call Tacoma's Cheney Stadium home. After 5 years at the aging Memorial Stadium, team owner Bill Predmore says Cheney offers advantages.
Little things like, seats without splinters, reserved seats, bathrooms that you didn't mind being in.
Congrats to Tacoma. And now your forecast.
Well, clear skies for your drive home. Just a few high clouds in the 50s, and then we'll see clouds increase tomorrow, starting off cool again. And then by tomorrow evening in the 50s, you should see some rain. I'm KIRO 7, Pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard.
It's 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
From Marysville to Magnolia. This is the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show on KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM. 97.3 FM.
That it is. And lots. Wall-to-wall Republican says you should be able to grow marijuana in your home. California's cut marijuana taxes because lower taxes leads to more economic activity, apparently with pot. And you cannot... Apple says, come on, you can't sue us just because we purposely slow down your iPhone. Come on. That's not fair. That's what they say. I'm just the deliverer of the news. Don't smirk at me, Harps. But first, this with Candy Harp.
Did everyone agree with you? Let's find out. Choose your news on the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show.
Everyone probably agreed with you. You make the best choices. This is the game where the stories are totally fascinating to us and the points really only matter to us. That's what we call Choose Your News. Points currently stand at Mike at 5, Todd at 5. I am at 2, but we just gave you the headline, and you've been texting your votes, Candy, Mike, or Todd, or something about the story. I'm enjoying the poems, to 98973. From the 425, Todd, if a straw patrol officer in D.C. got paid during the shutdown, but the Coast Guard didn't, the world is broken. I must hear this story.
Well, maybe.
From the 206, roses are red, violets are blue. I want to hear Candy's story. It's true, true, true. Oh, it's adorable. From the 253, Mike's story, being a mullet-wearing 80s kid, I need to know now. All right, and the winner is little fanfare. Thank you. Me! Woo! All right. See, when I was doing that to you, I didn't feel bad, but now that I hear it to myself.
See? It kind of stings. No, truly. What's coming up for you? This is what
still
they did
better
to us
than no applause.
in therapy. What's coming up? What's coming up? What's the emotion that's coming up?
I like it even more.
Okay.
All right, so here's the story. What happens when you take one of these DNA tests for fun? A lot of us have. And then you find out, wait a minute, your brother is actually your half-brother. Or, you know that girl who looks a lot like you in the coffee shop you go to? Yeah, it turns out that's your daughter you gave up years ago. All real stories, and they are becoming a little too common. So makers of at-home DNA test kits like 23andMe, Ancestry.com has one, a few other brands. They become really popular. A lot of them were on sale over the holidays. They've now created these special customer service departments to cope with this surprising, life-changing result, because who do you immediately call? The company where you bought this test kit from. Good Morning America found out that there is a big trend with these companies, and they're trying to figure out, what do they do when somebody calls and they discover suddenly that dad is not their dad?
Do they try to ask you guys how to find them, what their next step is?
Yeah, how to contact them.
We've had customers tell us they're on their way to Thanksgiving dinner and they're wondering how they're going to bring this information up.
And they're telling you guys about this?
Yeah.
These representatives are all given 3 months of specialized training in DNA science and practice role-playing to handle difficult conversations.
I have this customer that has a brother, but when they got tested, they're coming out as a half-brother. How can I go about helping this customer?
This can be really dramatic information for that
Yeah.
customer, so you need to be very careful to listen and be sympathetic.
Do you feel sometimes like you're almost a therapist on the other end of the phone?
Yeah, sometimes. Obviously aren't therapists, so we can't act as one, but listening and being sympathetic and empathetic is definitely a part of the process of helping them understand what they're seeing. There's also cases where it's a new relative they didn't know, so there's definitely really positive interactions that we have every day as well.
Have you ever been in this situation or know somebody that has?
Yeah.
I have known somebody that has done this too. I didn't realize how common this was.
No, it wasn't DNA. It was actually a friend of mine who, it was kind of a Jerry Springer type thing. 2 nice people, 2 kids, made a mistake, and the young lady got pregnant, and the little girl was born and turned out to be not the boyfriend's kid. And yet that guy raised that little baby for about a year and saw the woman in the child. The child was, I don't remember, 3 or 4 years old, and saw them in a Red Robin parking lot. So to be polite, he stopped, and this is someone he loved, stopped and visited. And the little girl said to my friend, "Mommy, that's my dad." In the Red Robin parking lot.
What do you do?
Well, what he did was he said, "No, honey, I'm not. But someone's very, very lucky to be your dad, and I'm sure your mom's going to tell you one day." And he tried to do it as best he could. And then later, that lady called him and said, "What'd you say to my kid?" And he said, "I didn't say anything. Did it occur to you that I sang to your kid in the womb?" And maybe they recognize my voice. So I've said that, but not the DNA test thing.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I can't imagine some goofy DNA test online and you learn this. I mean, that's got to be awful.
I was actually kind of hoping for some sort of scandal when I did it. I was hoping that there was some sort of... I really was. I was actually thinking, this could have been such an interesting day for me. And it turned out to be as ordinary as... I mean, we don't know certain things on my dad's side of the family because my grandmother... I got around a bit. And so he and his brothers and sisters all have different.
Grandpa Lewis.
Yeah. So it was.
Get around.
And Lewis is just. We're not even sure that is necessarily.
Oh.
Who I am related to. So
it
was interesting, but there was no scandal that we didn't already know.
When the autobiography's written, it's my grandma got around.
My grandma definitely got around.
Maybe in the future, though, that door's still open.
I'm hoping.
All right, we're going to get back and talk about a Walla Walla Republican wants you to be able to grow marijuana in your very own house, and California's going to cut them some taxes on the stinkweed. Tracy Taylor with Check Traffic, brought to you by Michael's Subaru of Bellevue.
So I'm getting word